Hello and welcome back to the arena. It's me, it's CGBeast, and today in the arena. No, I'm just kidding, guys. This is MTG with Beast. I'm Beast, and today in the arena we do have something for you, but it's a malfunctioning sound. So I recorded all my videos for this episode, I guess, and the sound malfunctioned. So you're gonna see all the gameplay, you're gonna see me playing, and none of the sound that I was saying was recorded. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna voice over it, and I hope you guys will just bear with me. So what I'm saying won't line up with what the video, what my lips are doing in the video, and yeah, sorry about that. I'll try to do better in the next one, and I hope it doesn't happen again. But with that said, let's jump into the gameplay and see how the games went. Okay, so we're up against Casper Rama here, and I think we mulligan this first hand because when we go first we always seem to get only 2 lands. Oh, we keep it. Okay, well, I think the reasoning there is we're 1 green away from, playing out the 4/4s and getting mana. Opponent takes a while to respond at all there. So we just give him some emotes to rush him along. Topiary Stomper, that's the name of the 4/4 I can get to. So we start on green. Opponent does nothing for a little bit there, and eventually we're underway. The second green does arrive in the form of a tap land, so we play that. Third green arrives. Okay. We go and set this on white so that the first stomper can fetch the second one, double white. There we go. Double white on the board. Opponent responds with Valorous Stance on the 4/4. That we don't mind at all. At this point we realize he's the Valor Marcus deck. I think we've only drawn lands since the opening hand, which we don't actually mind. Now it's time for the Stomper to go fetch our blue, so that we can actually cast Falco if and when we need to. My son walking in there. And me having to just politely tell him, please, no, not while I'm recording. So anyway, the opponent sees spoils, throwing and discarding more cards. We get we get Farewell, which is a great draw there. And since he's loaded up his graveyard so much, we go ahead and play the 7th land so that the Stomper is active and can attack. Get the attack out the way. And let me just go ahead and farewell, taking out the artifacts and the graveyards. Enchantments we didn't have to, but it doesn't hurt. Okay, so now if he's going to reanimate something, he has to start over at the very least. Opponent plays the Fable. We go ahead and set the land on white. And here comes Falco. Swing in with the Vigilance Stomper. At this point I think we're feeling pretty good. Only downside being opponent has 5 cards to our 2, but our board presence is looking pretty dominant at this point. And then there was a ring at the doorbell, so I had to just go and see who it was. That taken care of, we come back and we carry on. Oh, and then at this point I play out the Wandering Emperor, thinking it's the opponent's turn, because that little distraction made me forget that I'm still okay. It's not the end of the world, that mistake. It's not great, but also not really the end of the world. Opponent's loading the graveyard back up, but he's only got Bolt in there. And he comes out with another Fable, sorry. He's got a second Bolt.
Our swords will cross again.
Which he probably would have done had I played it at the end of his turn anyway, so it doesn't really hurt us that much. Into attacks here we go with Falco and the 2-2, I think. There I'm trying to see if I should cast the Cram Session now using the shield counter, and I end up doing it. And then I take the lesson that allows me to scry and draw a card and play said lesson. Get rid of those lands off the top, we have enough. And then we draw something nice in Vivian. Time to attack. Like I said, Falco and the 2-2. I didn't want to run the Stomper into cheap little goblin tokens. Here comes the first reflection. Opponent discards 1 Invoke Justice, which pretty much means he's got another Invoke Justice. Comes in with the Gobbo. We decide against blocking, just in case he's got another Bolt. And it turns out he did have Dragonfire anyway. Another Seize. And a Dragon's Egg. And since we have nothing better to do at this point, I think we run out Vivian. First we attack, sorry. Get the opponent down to 7 if he doesn't block. and Vivian. Sacking our creature. Sacking our Stomper for a little upgrade into
Watch evolution work its
Yasharn.
magic.
Get our 2 lands. And the opponent gets the second Kiki-Jiki and an Angel. Sacks 1 shield counter to draw a card, and then he copies it with the first Kiki-Jiki. More card draw of that one, and it's got haste, so he swings. Swings at Vivian for 5. And draws another card, so that was quite the turn for the opponent. At this point I was like, what is going on? How did this game slip away from us so fast? But it's okay, all is not lost. He had a great turn, our turn to have a great turn. First things first, we start with our Wrath. I was gonna play the War Chief first and then Wrath. Changed my mind at the last minute. And I went for Wrath first. Both draw a card because we both have multicolored creatures. That takes care of the shield token on his Angel. Then we go War Chief with Blitz. Meaning we'll now draw a card of it. I didn't want to attack into the Angel, so I just went ahead and sacked it.
It's a dog
To
eat
get our
dog
own
world
Angel.
out there.
And the value train has begun. We get a 4/4, we draw a card, and the Angel trigger. We take the counter off Vivian. So we're still left with 2 shield counters, 2 cards drawn, and a 4/4 and a 1/1. So great turn back on our side. What can the opponent come up with? Not bad. 7/7 trample. So I figured Vivian's on 2 loyalty. If I block with a 5/5 she'll die, but then he takes the counter off and now it's only a 6/6. So I thought, okay, well, that's a free block, 1 shield counter down only, that's all I lose. And Vivian stays and she only takes 1 hit. So I think that was a misplay there by the opponent, but we'll take it. So now we go Tamio. Tap down his 5/5. Or 6/6 Angel, sorry. Swing with the team. I remember thinking we almost had him here, but then he plays the Wandering Emperor. Don't know why I didn't expect that, but okay. We did not. Our angel goes down. But the trigger was on the stack from the attack, so we get to take a counter of Tamio, draw a card, get our 1-1, and he's now forced to block our 4-4, and he takes 1. We still have a Vivian trigger here, so we go ahead and play Falco. More mana. And we just mill ourselves for 5 to see if we can hit a creature with Vivian. And we happen to hit Shigeki. Opponent goes ahead and gains 2 life. Drop 2, draw 3. And here comes Velamarcus. Currently a 5-5. We can make it 6 with the Emperor. So I'm thinking I'll just block with Falco and at least Tamio survives. But the trigger still has to happen, and that brings another Invoke Justice. Yikes. So he gets the Dragon Egg. And he puts some more counters on the Velamarcus, making him an 8-8, and that means Tamio was going to die no matter what. Also shocks my Falco just to get rid of that shield counter. And I just let Tamio take the 8 to the face. For our next trick, we've got another Wrath. Things were getting a bit out of hand there, so I didn't actually mind clearing the board there. We still have Shigeki to get things back. And enough mana to get quite a few things back, so we start leaning on that play a bit. But not this turn. First we get Cultivator, more lands. Go for Island there. And then Cultivator again for even more lands. Go for Forest this time. And we sack one of the cultivators to get a War Chief, and now we've got Trample back on the board and 28 life. Make that 32 life as we cram Session into Sciences. 34 life as we play the Sciences. We just want maximum amount of mana to make the Shigeki as effective as humanly possible. Opponent comes through with Invoke Justice yet again. Gets a 2-2 out of the Emperor. Finally takes down our Vivienne. And that Invoke Justice costs another Invoke Justice. Gets the Angel back. Here we go again. More card draw. And now we look like we're on the back foot again, but we do have Shigeki and a ton of mana to work with, so here we go. Calculating exactly how much Shigekiing we can do, how many cards we can get back. Since we do need to cast Farewell this turn, it's sort of imperative. We just do the math there, and I think we land on being able to get only 3 cards back. So that's what we do. We channel Shigeki for 3. And those 3 we choose are... Oh yes, at this point we notice he's already cast 4 Invoke Justices, so we don't really have to worry about exiling graveyards with a Farewell, but we do want the Farewell back with the Shigeki. So it's Devious Cover-Up, it's Farewell, and it's the Workshop War Chief, and then we have enough mana to get those back and cast the Farewell this turn, I believe. So that's what we do. And we just need to put it on creatures. Just creatures. Opponent with a nice. Yep. You're darn right, it's nice. So he's pretty much left to resort to the creature lands to try and end the game, but we are on 34, so it's gonna take a while. He puts a counter with the Emperor on his 3/4 land and swings for 4, but we answer back with Blitzed Out War Chief with haste to take out the Emperor. I think the opponent plays another Emperor here, and then he sees our Devious Cover-Up and immediately scoops. And that was the first game. Game 1 goes to Bant Falco. And so we move on to the next game against Wolf. Wolf? I thought it's one wolf, many wolves, but okay, we're up against a wolf. Okay, this hand has no green, but if we get just one green, then this hand is up and running. So we decide to keep. Start off on the tap land as always. foretell the Doomscar. Your opponent runs out the second little 1/1 zombie. I remember at this point thinking, I just need to draw that land, just the 4th land arena. Don't do it. And then boom. Not only do we get the 4th one, but we get our green online. And so starts the ramp train. Cultivator gets another green. And then our Stomper becomes available. We have all our colors here except double white to actually cast a Farewell or the Wrath, but Stomper and our other ramp in hand can fix that, the Field Trip. They choose to exile our first Stomper, but they have to pay the cheap cost, so we draw a card of that, which we don't mind. Swinging for 2 with the little zombies. But here comes our second Stomper. Oh sorry, the first one was Cultivator. Now we get second white. And we even play this on green, so triple green sorted. And we run out the Broker's Ascendancy, giving us a 5/5 now. An active 5/5 Stomper. And they have the Enrica. Forces to sack it, which is okay here. And they get the treasure, and they swing for 1. We continue to draw lands, but now we have Farewell, exiling creatures, and artifacts. And that's pretty much their board gone and our board still intact. If you can call Broker's Ascendancy a board, it's something. I go ahead and play the land. I think I was wondering if I should keep it for the mending. Opponent's all stuck on 4 mana while we have 8 already. He makes us discard a card, and I really thought he was going to take Field Trip here, but he goes with the mending, which we really don't mind because that's got flashback. And we weren't going to play it there anyway. We really wanted to play Field Trip, get more mana, and we get the Intro to Prophecy so we can scry and draw more cards, so that worked out great for us. And go ahead and do that. Those 2 cards are amazing, so we keep Falco to hand and the Angel on top, just in case they can make us discard cards. Just in case. We've already seen them do it once, so it's not impossible. Opponent needs to draw cards now, so he comes with the Blitzed Out Underdog. We could march it, but then we get rid of Falco and that's just too much value. Rather save the march for when we don't have to discard cards. Here we go, Angel. And we play said Angel. And we don't do the field trip because now we are leaving the march up for the underdog if they decide that that's the only play they have, which they might. Still stuck on 4 is the opponent. But no, they exile our angel instead. I mean, good move. That likely would have run away with the game. But we still have Falco to also do its version of card draw, so it's not, all is not lost for us yet. Play out Falco here. Play out the forest. Swing with a 2-2 and grow the team. Oh no, okay, run on field trip first. We'll still have enough left to march the underdog if it comes to that. Field trip gets us the other prophecy in our learn board. It's a bit of a tell that we don't play it, so we are leaving something up, but it is what it is. It's still the right play, so we do it. And now our little citizen is a 3-3 and our Falco is a 4-4. So that is a real amount of pressure for someone with 4 mana left. Opponent tries to play the little eye twitch. And then he tries the wrath for everything that's 2 or less, so that he can learn from the eye twitch, I guess, and kill my little citizen. But this is where March is good enough to exile the twitch. We want to keep him off of sciences so that he doesn't fix his mana problems. It was a decent try by the opponent. Now we have a counter spell on top. A negate if we need to. We swing with Falco. For 4. And we just draw the negate. Falco now a 5-5, so it's once again a must deal with threat. And the opponent with a brave, stone cold blitz of the underdog takes him to 10. Takes me to 8, sure, but I mean, he's not gonna win this race like that, surely. Because every time he does that, also costs him 2. Plus I'm swinging him harder than he's swinging me already, so. But I'm sure he didn't have much choice. 5 cards now for the opponent. And 5 lands finally, but 1 came in tapped. So we swing for 5 here. Opponent's on 6. I mean, sorry, on 5. And with Falco going up to a 6-6, I think we just lean on negate here, and that should be it. He tries for the invoke. I can't remember what was happening in the room here. Someone came to the door. We just answered it. And we negate that. And that's the end of that one. Untap, swing for 6. And it's game. Opponent scoops, sees the writing on the wall. And that's that. Victory. Okay, for this one we are up against Almond Eye. We have 4 lands, all of our colors, so it's a pretty easy keep. Start with the tap land, get that out the way always. We draw our 4th 4-drop, so we are really doing nothing until turn 4. Opponent with Foretell there. We're just running out lands here at this point. Here comes the underdog. We march that really quickly. Just get that out the way now so that we can actually hit a 4-drop next turn. So the timing on that's actually pretty sweet for us. And the 4-drop of choice, Yashar. Fill up our hand with 2 more lands there. Just keep the mana train running. They kill Yashan, but he's already done what he came here to do, so that's pretty sweet. We play out Forest. And then we just get the Cosmos Elixir out the way. It's a painful 4-drop to have to cast, but once it's on the battlefield it just does so much work for free and you never have to worry about it again. Gaining life, sweet against aggro, and card draw, sweet against control, so it helps in all the scenarios. Right? We've now got 6 mana. So is it time for the Angel? At this point we went no because we get the free card of the Cosmos Elixir, and we just wanted them to move first because us sitting back means we get card draw and we will bury them in card advantage eventually. And then we did decide to play the Wandering Emperor because we knew that they might have had this Obscura bad boy, and we thought that that's what they were going to try to do had we played anything on our turn. So do it on their turn, get it out the way, and now we act first and we can deal with the Obscura. So we just play the Celestis here, and that leaves us exactly 4 mana open. Get another 4-drop out the way, we get the turtle, because it just carries on the ramp train, and it does block the Obscura quite nicely at a 3-4, and more free card draw, so that's not bad. We take this trade. We take this trade any day. And I think here the opponent marches our... Yeah, there we go. Marches our Elixir. But it's drawn us quite a bit of cards at this point, so that's not bad. We don't hate them. 6 cards to 4. So we do one of our favorite tricks, the old Blitz War Chief. Just gain some life. Deal 5 damage. Draw a card and get a 4/4. The value is real on that thing, I'm loving it. And just after we play the haster, the opponent slams Lolth, but we do get lucky and draw the answer to Lolth just off the top. So we get rid of Lolth. And it's angel time. Slam the angel, draw the card. Play another land. And we even go in with a 4/4 because it's expendable at this point, we don't care. Opponent up to 6 mana now. And he comes out with Bank Buster. Okay, we keep playing mana. And now it's time for Tamiyo. Opponent started slowing down here for some reason, if I recall correctly. But okay, Tamiyo finally hits the board and we tap down a spider. Oh no, tap down the Bank Buster, sorry. I don't even think he activated it there. And we send the team. Taking one loyalty off of Tamiyo with the Angel's ability. Opponent sends the Spideys to block. Sure, we lose the shield counter, but we're still well ahead in this race. And we did manage to sneak 1 point in. So he draws with a clue. Could have drawn with a Bank Buster, but okay. Our mana open leaves us the Devious Cover Up or the Emperor if we need to. And it looks like it's gonna have to be the cover up. So we counter the Wrath. Choosing which 4 cards to get back here. Because we always want to get as many cards back with the cover up as we can, so our library does kind of go infinite. And I believe the opponent scoops after this. He just takes a really long time to do it. Yep, and there it is. Okay, we've got our next opponent. I think we mulligan this one because 2 lands, nowhere near the colors we need. Oh wow, we keep it, okay. Well, we get the tap land out the way. Better to foretell. Opponent with a wedding invitation. Swing for 3. And we do get the 3rd land finally. So Doomscar it is. Opponent gets the Aspirant back. We get our 4th land, which then needs to depopulate, so not too bad. Here comes the discard. We end up discarding the Ascendancy because we don't have green yet anyway. Still no green. I think here we make a choice that may end up costing us. We cast Absence on what I believe was the wrong creature. Opponent draws off the clue. Still no mana for us. And the opponent reanimates. And forces us to drop another card. So we drop one of the absences. And we shoot that guy because he's a 4/3 body. Still no 5th land, believe it or not. And the opponent just hurting us with our own clues here. Seven lands for the opponent, 4 lands for us. He comes in with a 4/5 land now. We do have the Wandering Emperor for that. So there is that. We can kill that, go up to 15. And then the attack takes us to 11. And finally we draw the land, but it might be too little too late here. Yasharn gets us 2 more, so that's at least 2 green. And 4 white, which we actually desperately need. Probably should have made a 2/2 there instead of plussing. But here comes the invoke. Wipes us out completely. And then he's got the Aspirant as well. Swings for 5 there, leaves us on 4. We do get to blow everything up with a Mastery. But it's far too late as he's got another invoke, and that's the game. On to the next one, up against Johnny. We have all of our colors, we have a little bit of ramp, a little bit of spot removal, we even have a counter in Test of Talents, so that's an easy keep. Opponent on Orzhov, it looks like. We start with green. Yay, more discard. We actually discard the March here. Go with blue, leaving up the test. Opponent just with a swing for 1. We go with Field Trip, putting the shields down just for this turn. But I mean, that's much needed ramp with the Forest off the Field Trip, and we get Sciences to help us out next turn. Opponent plays, I forget what that card's called, but it makes a 1/1 that you can then sack to basically Jwari Disruption me. We draw a land, play said land, and then it's Turtle so that we can leave up Test of Talents. We fetch green off the Turtle. And he can see we didn't Sciences there, so he knows we've got something. And I think that's enough to induce the scoop. And the next game we are up against Artist W. All of our mana seems present. A little bit of ramp, a little bit of removal and a sweeper. And the meddling if the draws are not kind. So that's an instant keep. Up against blue, so yikes. As always though, we start by getting our tap land out the way. Tap land's a green source. We could leave up Absence here, but we fought Tal instead. We're looking at the long game here. Opponent with a fearless swing for 2. Upgrade the creature and swing for 2. Okay. Okay, opponent. We play that on green. And then we get our Stomper into the game to fetch the next white source. There we go, double white activated. We do have a blue land in hand if we need to cast blue, and we may need to for the meddling. Opponent swings for 2 down to 16. We have a lot of wraths, so that's a good thing, I suppose. Play this on blue. And then continue with the ramps. And more ramps for the sciences. We take white here because we need 4 white for the mastery at some point. Opponent ups the creature to a 4/4 now. Down to 14 we go. Good draw on the Wandering Emperor, so we just run that out and see what happens. Creature is tapped after all. Opponent with the Spell Pierce, so we go ahead and pay the 2. Meaning he needs another counterspell. And he's got Make Disappear. Since our Stomper's online now, we swing for 4. And he plays a little flashy 1/2. More lands, so the opponent's down to 2 cards now. Pumps the creature up to 6 and swings for 7, so things are getting dicey here. We go down to 7 and he's got lethal on board. Okay, what to do here? We go for the cheap Wrath. Cheap old Doomscar. And the opponent plays a counter that I haven't seen before, so I have to read it, but all it says is pay 3 more, but he's tapped out. So we go ahead and pay 3 more. And he scoops. Oh, I remember that laugh, it was great. And that's how we beat the end boss for Diamond 4. Welcome to Diamond 3. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you didn't mind the voiceover too much. Let's go ahead and check out those stats powered by Untapped.gg. So yeah, here we are. The deck is holding steady at 56% win rate. 49% overall, but that's because we did start with a 36%. And you can see that up against the main sort of archetypes of the meta at the moment, we are not doing too badly. We are winning against Boros Burn, Orzhov, Midrange, Monoblack, Mono-White, Selesnya Runes, Mono-Red, and even Rakdos. The only one we seem to be struggling against is Esper, and that's largely due to them oftentimes running more counters than we do. So they are way more controlling than us. It's the same problem we have against is it? I don't think we have that matchup here. Those matchups here. Oh, here we go. We struggle against is it with white? I can't remember the name of that now, but we struggle with that one, and is it as well. Is it with green? Teamer. Very poor performance there. I don't see regular is it, yeah. Oh, there it is. Not too bad. But yeah, we do struggle. And yeah. So that's it for now, guys. Join us again for the next one. For now, it's Beast out.